I didn't realize the forest had gone silent until I heard my own heartbeat. That was the first mistake. The second? Believing I could still leave. People talk about the Appalachian Mountains like it's just another bucket list destination. Beautiful views, endless trails, air so clean it makes you feel alive again. And yeah, on the surface, all of that's true. But there's another version of the Appalachians. The one people don't post on Instagram. The one they only talk about in whispers. The one they don't explain. They just warn you about. I heard those warnings. I just didn't take them seriously. My name's Daniel, and this is what happened to me. I pulled up to the trailhead late afternoon. That golden hour light was coming through the trees. You know, the kind where everything looks like a movie and you feel like nothing bad could ever happen. I've been hiking for years. Nothing extreme, but enough to think I knew what I was doing. Dry laugh. That confidence? That was my real mistake. At the edge of the trailhead, there was this small gas station. The kind that looks frozen in 1994, faded Pepsi signs, a flickering fluorescent light, and a cashier who looked like he'd seen too much of the world and decided he didn't like most of it. I grabbed water, a lighter, some snacks. When I told him where I was heading, he paused. Not dramatically, just long enough. "You going alone?" he asked. "Yeah," I said. "Just for the night." He nodded slowly, like he expected that answer but didn't like it. Then he said something I laughed at. At the time, "If you see something out there," he muttered, not even looking at me anymore. "No, you didn't." I smirked. What does that even mean? He didn't answer, just handed me my change. I should have asked more questions. The trail started normal, comfortably normal, the kind of normal that makes you drop your guard. Birds chirping, wind in the leaves, the distant sounds of nature just doing its thing. I checked my map, followed the markers, took some pictures. Exactly what I expected, for about an hour. Then something changed. At first, I couldn't place it. It wasn't a sound. It was the absence of one. You don't notice silence right away. It creeps in, replaces things one by one, until there's nothing left to replace. No birds, no wind, no insects, just nothing. I stopped walking, and that's when I felt it. You ever get that feeling someone's watching you? Not the paranoid kind, the real kind. The kind that presses against your back like an actual physical weight. That's what it was. Except it wasn't coming from one direction. It was coming from everywhere. Every instinct I'd said, turn around. Look, find it. But something deeper stopped me. A warning I'd heard once and never thought I'd actually need. When the forest goes silent, keep moving. So I did. I walked slow, controlled, eyes locked straight ahead. I didn't run. Running felt wrong, like it would trigger something, like whatever was out there was waiting for exactly that. Then I heard it, a rustle, above me, high in the canopy. It wasn't random. It was paced, intentional, keeping up with me, branch by branch, step by step. My neck tightened. Every muscle in my body screamed at me to look up. But the warning hit me again. Don't look into the trees. So I didn't. It followed me for what felt like forever. Never rushing, never falling behind, just staying with me. And then it stopped. Just like that, the forest came back to life. Birds, leaves, wind, like the last 10 minutes never happened. I stood there and tried to convince myself it was my imagination, that there was a logical explanation. But deep down, I knew better. Night doesn't fall in those woods. It swallows. One moment you can see, the next you can't. I set up camp near a clearing, built a fire, tried to act normal, but the trees felt closer now, like they'd shifted while I wasn't paying attention. Leaning in, listening, that's when I heard it. My name, Daniel, soft, distant, barely there. I froze. The voice came again, closer this time. "Daniel, I need help." It sounded like my brother. Exactly like him. Same tone, same urgency, the same voice I'd grown up hearing my entire life. There was just one problem. He wasn't there. He couldn't be. I stood up without thinking. The voice cracked again, desperate now. "Please, I'm hurt, just come here." I took a step toward the trees, then stopped. The second rule hit me like ice water. Never answer, never follow, never whistle back. My mouth was already open, ready to call out. I shut it, hard. The forest went quiet again. Not peaceful quiet, heavy quiet, waiting quiet. Then the voice stopped pretending. It laughed. Not loud, not wild, just a low, broken chuckle, like something trying to remember how humans sound. And then it spoke again, right behind me. You almost did. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. Every instinct screamed at me to run, to swing, to do something. But I didn't. I just stood there, frozen, staring into the fire, feeling something standing just inches from my back. Not touching me, not yet, but close enough that it didn't need to. It stayed there for a long time. Long enough for the fire to burn low. Long enough for my legs to start shaking. Long enough for me to wonder if it was waiting for me to make the next move. Eventually, it stepped back. I didn't hear it walk away. I just felt the pressure lift, like something had decided I wasn't worth it. Not yet. I don't remember falling asleep. I think my body just gave up. When I woke up, the first thing I noticed was the light. The sun was out, but something was wrong. It wasn't moving, just sat there, high in the sky, frozen, like someone had painted it in place. I packed up fast, didn't think, just moved. I followed the trail back the way I came. At least, I thought I did. 10 minutes in, I saw a tree, split down the middle, a jagged scar running from top to bottom. I remembered it. I'd passed it on the way in. Relief hit me. I was going the right way. I kept walking and saw it again. The same tree, same scar, same angle, same everything. I stopped, turned around, walked the other direction. 5 minutes later, there was again. That's when I understood. I wasn't lost. I was being kept. The trail wasn't wrong. It was changing, shifting, looping back in on itself. The forest didn't want me to leave. Panic set in. Real panic. The kind that tightens your chest and scatters your thoughts into pieces. I started walking faster. Then faster. Then I was running. Branches scraped my arms. Roots caught my feet. The trees blurred together. But no matter how far I ran, the same rock, the same fallen log, the same broken tree, over and over. And then, I heard it. Footsteps. Not mine. Behind me. Matching my pace. Slow. Steady. I didn't turn around. Because I knew, if I did, I wouldn't make it out. I don't know how long I ran. Time didn't make sense anymore. Nothing did. But eventually, the trees started thinning. The air felt different. And then I saw it. A road. A plug pavement. I stumbled out of the tree line like I'd been reborn, collapsed onto the asphalt, gasping, shaking, and somehow alive. A car slowed down. The driver rolled his window down. "Hey man, you okay?" I nodded. Couldn't speak. Couldn't explain. Because how do you explain something like that? After a while, I stood up and looked back at the forest. It looked normal. Completely normal. Quiet. Still. Harmless. But I knew better. Because just before I turned away, I saw something. High up in the trees. A shape. Watching. And this time, it smiled. I never went back. Never told anyone who would have laughed. But I'm telling you, because you deserve to know. The Appalachians are beautiful. They really are. Just understand, some trails don't lead out. And some things in those woods, they've been there a long, long time. They know how to wait, and they never forget a face.